Hello, everyone, and welcome to our read of the greatest movie ever made, and that is Hot Rod. Andy Samberg, thank you so much for this movie. We have an amazing cast that is going to read us this masterpiece, and I will introduce everyone. An action description and the amazing Jorma, aka Kevin. That will be George. I think we know who Chelsea's going to be.
I'm Rod, and I like to party.
Definitely does. I am Eric, and I will be playing Dave. We have the birthday girl, Nicole, and she'll be playing Rico. Angie will be Denise, played by another birthday girl, and that's Isla Fisher. Logan will be Frank, played by one of my favorite actors in the industry, Ian McShane. Cannot wait to see you fight fight Rod the entire time. Curtis, he'll be playing the amazing Sissy Spacek, aka Marie, as well as throwing flyers in people's faces as Richardson. And Travis, you'll be playing Jonathan, as well as the man who just always gets the first take, and that is Barry. And please say babe as many times as written in the script.
You got it, babe.
Oh, he's already there. Oh my God, Wayne, come back, Wayne. Anyway. All right. Let's party. Go ahead, George.
All right. This is Hot Rod, original script by Pam Brady, movie version transcribed by our own Chelsea Lynn. Fade in. We see a series of close-ups. A hand goes into a glove. A cape is fastened around a neck. A helmet chin strap is snapped. Goggles are adjusted over steely blue eyes. A boot comes down on the kickstart. A gloved hand revs the engine. Exterior Pacific Northwest, early morning. Pull back to reveal a man on a pale blue moped. This is Rod Kimball, 30, adventurer, dreamer, lover, doer. He wears an ill-fitting blue jumpsuit and a cape. He has a fake mustache on his upper lip. His moped is aimed towards a ramp, which leads to one parked mail delivery van. Rod revs his engine and turns to his stepbrother, Kevin Powell, the manager of his crew, earnest and loyal, early 20s. He's holding a video camera. The rest of Rod's crew sit with him. Rico, 40s, Gulf War vet who's obsessed with death and violence. And Dave, 30s, mega stoner and true believer in Rod's mission. Rod shouts over the whine of his excruciatingly loud engine.
Kevin, do we reinforce the takeoff ramp?
No, we didn't have time.
Cool.
Rod closes his eyes and revs his moped engine.
Soul of an eagle.
He looks up towards the sky, and a bald eagle is superimposed above his head. He begins to pedal, hits the gas, and accelerates towards the ramp. He hits the ramp, and it collapses immediately, causing Rod to ride full speed into the side of the postal truck, crashing into it with a sickening thud before landing on the ground. His crew cringe.
Oh, shit.
The crew runs to him, Kevin still filming with his handheld camera. Are you okay? Rod turns and vomits off to the side. Title sequence. Stylized credits, 70s font, lots of red, white, and blue with stars and stripes. Rod rides his moped through the streets, and eventually a small group of children on bikes begin to follow him. Whether this is from admiration, curiosity, or just to see what stupid thing he'll do next, we don't know. He does a few stunts on his moped, driving it while standing on the seat, attempting to perform wheelies in a dirt lot. He finally stops and gets off his bike, walking up to the group of kids on their bikes.
What's up, little riders? I'm jumping the public pool tomorrow.
Rod pulls a flyer out of his jumper and hands it to one of them. Then he drags his bike and circles around in the dirt, kicking up dust.
Eat my dust! Just a sample. See you there.
He rides off as the kids watch. Exterior outdoor diner / convenience store. Rod, Rico, and Kevin are sitting at a table. Rod has his eyes closed, and there is a bag of Jelly Bellies in front of Kevin, who hands Rod one.
Pink grapefruit.
Yes. He hands Rod another jelly bean.
Toasted marshmallow.
Yes. Kevin hands Rod one last jelly bean.
Finish her off.
Raspberry?
Kevin and Rico cringe when?
Psych, berry cherry.
100 straight.
I'm gonna go drop some dumpage.
Rico leaves, and as the camera follows him, we now see Dave. who is standing by the food order window. Kathy, 20s, a bored-looking blonde cashier with an attitude problem, stands inside the diner on the other side of the window. She chews a piece of gum noisily as she makes an announcement over the diner's PA system.
Voltron.
That's me.
Oh, hi, Dave.
How you doing, Kathy?
Why you call yourself Voltron?
I don't know, maybe because it's super badass.
You're weird.
Hells yeah, I am.
Just then, Rico emerges from the bathroom or bathrooms holding an unlabeled paper bag.
Yoo-hoo, shitheads. I just found a bag of fireworks in the men's restroom. Would you like to light them off?
Cut to exterior baseball field. The guys stand around as Rico lights the fuse on a large rocket before standing back to join them.
All right, boys. Prepare to be dazzled.
There's a small whistling noise before a few sparks shoot out of the bottom of the rocket. Then it fizzles out while the crew watches, unamazed. Exterior Rod's house continuous. Rod pulls into the driveway of his suburban neighborhood on his moped with Kevin riding behind him. He gets off his moped, leans it against the garage, and bows to it, martial arts style. He then walks towards his house. He turns and sees Kevin is still a ways behind him, so he bolts for the front door. Kevin sees this and tries to catch up, but it's too late. Rod is inside the house with the door shut and locked. This is apparently a common occurrence. God damn it, Rod! Interior Rod's house kitchen moments later. A middle-aged woman is at the stove stirring something in a pot and humming to herself. This is Marie Powell, early 50s, Rod's mother.
Mom, have you seen my hip pads?
In the kitchen. Rod walks in and sits at the kitchen table, pulling athletic equipment from a duffel bag. Knee pads, lacrosse shoulder pads, wrestling boots. Once he has it all on, he walks towards the basement door. Kevin stops him in the hallway. Rod, maybe you shouldn't fight Frank this week. You know, you could rest up for the jump tomorrow.
Relax, Kev. I'm going to win this time. I did like 40 crunches yesterday.
What is it with you two anyway?
You want to understand, Kevin? He's your real dad, so he automatically loves you. But he's my stepdad. I have to earn it.
Rod turns and bows to Kevin.
Ancestors protect me.
May they protect you. Interior basement continuous. Rod enters the basement and looks around for his stepdad. Loud music is playing from a boombox nearby. He looks around the washer/dryer unit to see his opponent lying on his back on the floor, dropping a medicine ball on his stomach over and over. This is Frank Powell, 60s, Kevin's father and Rod's stepfather since early childhood. He wears tight red polyester football coaching shorts and a simple gray West Point t-shirt, also tight. Rod approaches him.
Frank! Frank!
The music is too loud. Rod moves closer.
Frank!
Frank scissor kicks Rod's legs out from under him, pinning him violently on the floor.
Never sneak up on a man who's been on a chemical fire.
Sorry.
On your feet.
Frank lobs a 6-foot stick at Rod, who catches it awkwardly.
What's this?
Rhodesian fighting sticks. Very, very lethal.
Ah, Rhodesian, of course.
Suddenly, Frank cracks Rod below the knees. Rod collapses.
I know.
Rod gets up only to have Frank hit him across the shins. Rod cowers as Frank hits him on the back again and again.
You are pathetic.
Rod drops his stick and throws up his hands.
Stop!
Yeah.
Frank drops his stick and starts to walk away. Rod tries to tackle him from behind, but Frank easily throws him forward over his shoulders, pinning him to the ground.
Play the victim, you will be the victim.
He lets Rod up and slowly backs away.
Very good, Frank. Very impressive. Ultimate punch!
Rod tries a ridiculous move where he throws out both arms and one leg in an attempt to punch Frank with everything he's got. Frank grabs Rod's foot and swings him around, throwing him into a nearby couch.
I'm gonna knock that ridiculous mustache right off your face.
All great men have mustaches, Frank.
Yeah, but real men actually grow them.
You know I have a hormone disorder.
Ooh.
Frank and Rod wrestle some more, but eventually Frank wins, pinning a breathless Rod down once again. Frank has barely broken a sweat.
You'll see, Frank. One day, I'll punch you right in the face, and then you'll respect me.
I'll believe it when I see it, muchacho.
Frank rips the mustache off Rod's upper lip and sticks it to his forehead like a unibrow.
Take out the trash.
Exterior Rod's house, night. Rod exits the front door with a bag of trash flung over his shoulder. He walks over and raises the lid of the trash bin before walking back in the other direction until he's off screen. Suddenly, he runs back into frame, bolting towards the trash bin with the bag of trash over his head. He attempts to slam dunk the bag into the bin, which he does, but he knocks over the bin as he does it, crashing to the ground next to the overturned trash can.
Nailed it.
Rod?
Rod stands quickly to see his neighbor, Denise, late 20s, red-haired, bright, and very together, wearing a sundress. She stands at the fence dividing their two properties and smiles at him as a dog runs around her front yard.
Denise.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, great. Everything's super great. You look different.
Oh, really? Well, it's been a while. You look pretty much the same. Exactly.
Thanks.
And I see you're still doing your stunts?
Big time. Actually, here. Dig the strategy.
He hands her one of his flyers.
You're jumping the pool? Wow.
Yeah, it's a real deal. You should come.
Maybe I will. Thanks.
Cool.
Well, I gotta go. I gotta feed Buddy, but very nice to see you, Rod.
Yeah, you too. You look pretty.
What did you say?
I said you look shitty. Good night, Denise.
He runs off. Denise smiles. Interior Rod's bedroom later. Rod lies on his bed holding a picture. The walls are covered with pictures of Evel Knievel, Yo-Yo Ma, and wild animals. The picture in Rod's hands is of an average-looking man, late 20s, posing with Evel Knievel in front of a stack of radial tires. This is Rod's father. Rod talks to the photo.
Hey, Pop. It's me, Rod. I sure wish you were alive. You'd tell me how much you respect me, and we'd do stunts and grow mustaches together. You may have died an anonymous stuntman, but you live on through me. I miss you, Daddy.
Kevin walks in as Rod sobs over the picture. Hey, Rod? Kevin immediately does an about face and exits Rod's room. Cut to exterior community pool day. Rico is walking around the pool with a rolling tape measure as Dave tries to get people to clear out by yelling through a bullhorn. Wooden ramps have been set up on either side of the pool for Rod's jump.
All right, everybody, let's clear the pool. It's going to be a jump. Come on, seriously, guys. It's going to be pretty amazing.
Rico stops measuring as he reaches Rod, who is sitting on his moped at the side of the pool.
Okie doke, Rod. It's regulation size.
Thanks, Rico. Hey, have you seen Kevin?
He's not here.
What do you mean he's not here? He's team manager. He has to be here.
I know, right?
They just stare blankly at each other for a moment before Rico walks away. Meanwhile, Dave is having trouble getting the last person out of the pool. This is Richardson, late 20s, tall and a bit dorky, but with a good heart.
Richardson, get out of the pool. Let's go.
No can do day.
Come on, Richardson. You're being a tool, man.
There's no tool in this pool. Happily get out if you let me join your crew.
Can't join the crew. You can't join the crew, Richardson. You don't do anything.
Oh, don't I?
Richardson promptly gets out of the pool, grabs a boombox, and puts on a heavy bass beat techno song. He begins hip thrusting to the beat as Dave watches. Rico walks up and they both stare at Richardson doing his weird dance.
You like what you see?
Both Dave and Rico shake their heads. On Rod, as Denise enters, all sweetness and smiles, Rod tries to look cool and nonchalant.
Hey,
Denise, hey.
looks exciting. Is there anything I can do to help?
Oh, no, it's cool. I think my crew's pretty much got it covered, so...
He trails off as he sees a kid run by Rico and Dave. The kid cries out as Rico shoves him into the pool.
Good luck.
Don't worry, Denise. I've done this before.
She moves to stand with the other onlookers as Rod rides his moped up the grassy hill next to the pool, trying to gain enough speed to make the jump.
Totem spirit fox.
Rod looks to his right as an image of a fox is superimposed next to him. He turns back to the crowd and notices Denise waving at him.
Please, God, don't let me embarrass myself in front of Denise.
Rod begins pedaling his moped down the hill. He makes it to the ramp, and his moped rides right off the front end of the ramp and flips into the pool, with Rod still on it. Cut to interior Rod's house. Rod enters soaking wet.
Hello, I'm home. Kevin, you missed the jump. Totally landed it.
Rod comes into the living room where a bunch of people are standing around muttering quietly. Frank is lying on the couch with Kevin sitting next to him. Kevin leans over, embracing him as Marie walks over to him.
Oh, thank goodness you're home.
What's going on? Is this some sort of interactive theater art piece?
Frank,
What? Is this when?
1 year ago, it's his heart. With a transplant, our insurance won't cover it. You see, it's too high risk. Rod, he doesn't have much time left.
No way.
We would have told you sooner, but we knew how much would upset you.
So you just decided to keep me and Kevin in the dark?
Oh no, we told Kevin. We just didn't think you could handle it.
I can't handle it.
On Kevin and Frank as they are releasing each other from their father-son hug, Frank pulls a pocket watch out of his robe and hands it to Kevin.
Kevin, I want you to have my watch.
I love you too, Dad. Suddenly, Rod runs over and shoves Kevin to the floor.
Hold on, Frank, don't die!
Kevin stands and joins his mother on the other side of the room.
Let's let them talk.
All right, boy, my time's up.
But I still need to kick your ass. How can I do that if you're dead?
Well, then I guess I'll die still champion.
No way. Let's do it. Right now. One more for the road.
Rod pulls out a retractable fighting stick and extends it, but Frank isn't intimidated.
Beating me wouldn't mean anything now. I'm all through.
All I want is to earn your respect. How can I do that if you're dead? And if you won't fight me?
Maybe you should have thought of that before you sucked at being a man all your life.
Oh my God, I hate you so much. I just want to smash your face in.
Too late, I'm a dead man.
What about the transplant?
Oh, sure, 50 grand. You gonna pay for it?
No.
Of course you're not. Let's face it. You're a kid. You live at home. You got no job. All you're good for is goofing around with your friends on your moped.
You're wrong, Frank. I'm not a kid. I'm a man. I'm going to get you better. And then I'm going to beat you to death.
You couldn't beat a drum.
Ah!
Rod screams like that and uses his fighting stick to smash a lamp on the table right next to Frank's head. Rod, are you okay?
I need to go to my quiet place.
Cut to exterior forest day. Rod enters a clearing on his moped. He jumps off, throwing the moped to the ground in an overdramatic display, then begins to dance aggressively to an 80s dance tune, a la Footloose. His dancing continues in a gymnastic fashion as he dances and flips over fallen trees. He continues to do front and back flips over the logs to the beat of the music until suddenly he misjudges the land behind one of the fallen trees and ends up throwing himself down a steep hill.
Shit.
The next sequence shows Rod falling down the mountain in an almost too painful to watch series of crashes. He smashes into trees and boulders as he falls end over end down the hill, screaming the entire way. Every time we think the sequence is ending, it cuts to another hill, and we see Rod continuing to fall. After a ridiculously long amount of time, the series finally ends with Rod crashing into a ditch at the side of the road. He groans in pain and slowly gets to his feet. As he does, he sees a billboard on the other side of the road showing two people skydiving. The caption says, "Are you ready for one big jump?" Slowly, an idea begins to form in Rod's head. Cut to exterior Rod's house, porch, day. Dave and Kevin are sitting at an outdoor dining table, each with one hand extended, as Rico leans over and slaps their outstretched hands repeatedly with force. When he's finished, he stands back, looking accomplished.
And that is how it's done.
Wow,
Yeah, it's amazing.
that really hurt. Rod enters, and Rico sits down next to Kevin as Rod moves to stand in front of his crew.
Okay, you guys, thanks for meeting me. As you all know, I recently found out that my stepfather, Frank, is on his deathbed. I needed to think last night, so I galloped into a wooded glen, and after punch dancing out my rage and suffering an extremely painful and long fall, I realized what had to be done. We're going to raise the money to save Frank's life.
Well, that's awesome, Rod, but how exactly you plan on doing that?
One big jump, gentlemen. The biggest jump this town's ever seen. I'm going to jump 15 buses.
Whoa. Come on, Rod. That's nearly as many as Evel Knievel jumped.
It's actually one more than Evel Knievel jumped, Rico. I know. I checked online. Now, I got to be in top physical form if we're going to do this jump.
As he's talking, Dave gets up and starts to exit.
I'm sorry, Dave.
Dave stops and turns back to Rod.
What's that?
Where are you going?
I'm sorry, man. I just realized I'm late for work at the ice rink. So is that a problem?
Yes.
Interior ice rink continuous. We follow Dave throughout his duties at the ice rink as Rod dictates what will be needed for the big jump. Kevin furiously writes down what Rod is saying, and Rico listens intently.
Now, this jump demands that I be in top physical condition. I've already drafted a rough schedule of exercises that will help us take things to the next level. Once training is complete, we'll turn our attention to funding the jump. By my estimations, we'll need to raise around $5,000. That includes bus rentals, ramp construction, team hats and wristbands, and a $9 per diem for each crew member.
Now you're talking.
We're going to have to raise money fast. I'll drum up small-scale stunt work at birthday parties. We're talking escape tricks, fire breathing, anything to please the Rugrats.
Exterior ice rink back alley continuous. Dave, Kevin, and Rico are now standing next to a dumpster as a bum dictates his plan to them. They're all acting in the same manner as though Rod were the one still speaking.
Also, we're going to have to organize a lot of shopping carts, and we're going to go through some trash for cans and newspaper to sleep on.
Rod enters the alley.
Guys, what are you doing?
Dave shrugs and motions to the bum. Interior ice rink continuous.
Once we've raised the money, we'll use it to put on the bus jump, make $50,000, and save Frank's life. Who's with me?
Each crew member puts a hand up.
Let's celebrate.
The crew members celebrate by popping bubble wrap in the back room of the ice rink. Cut to interior Rod's house garage. Rod shines a mirror at Denise, who's playing with her dog Buddy outside on the sidewalk. The light flashes into her eyes and she turns in Rod's direction. Rod quickly runs back into the garage as though he wasn't purposefully trying to get her attention. As she enters, he uses a hammer to bang away at a car engine.
Hey, Rod.
Oh, Denise. What's up?
Not much.
Funky fresh.
I heard about your plan to save Frank. I think that's great.
Oh, yeah. I'm mainly just doing it so I can kick his ass.
Right.
So, Denise, I think I know why you came over here.
You do?
Yeah, you want to join my crew. I can't lie. I think it's a great idea. We could use someone with your college experience.
Cool. I'd love to join.
Whoa, Denise. You can't just waltz in off the street and demand to be in my crew.
But I thought you...
Yeah, I know what you thought. But the fact is, you can't join until you go through initiation.
All right. What's the initiation?
It's crazy. It's like the craziest thing you could even imagine.
Okay.
Here we go.
Rod grabs a nearby cup of melted cherry slushy and pours it on her shoes.
Rod!
Welcome aboard.
Exterior Dave's house garage. Dave and Rico are drinking beers, sitting on folding chairs in Dave's garage as Kevin rides around on roller skate sneakers. As Rico is talking, Rod and Denise ride up, him on his moped and her on a bike.
Kind of grumpy today, dude. Didn't get a lot of sleep last night. I was having one of those dreams again. You know, it's just me and a castle. I gotta fight like 1,000 wizards. The only way to beat them is to punch them as hard as I can in their faces. And then when I'm done, all their little wizard wives came out and wanted me to just have sex with them, which is kind of weird.
Hey, everybody. I got some awesome news. We have a new crew member today, Denise.
Hi, everyone.
So I thought it'd be fun if we all went around and said our name and a little something about ourselves. I'll start. My name is Rod, and I like to party. All right, Dave, you're up.
My name is Dave, and I like to party.
Now, Dave, I just said that I party, so maybe do something different for me.
My name is Dave, and I am the stuntman.
You know what? Let's move on. Rico, you're up.
Hello, I'm Rico, and I like to party.
Yeah, Rico, what did I just say to Dave?
Who?
Dave.
I like to party. I'm Rod.
No, you're Kevin.
Right, Kevin. I party.
No, you don't. Okay, nobody parties but me.
Yes, and we party.
No.
Yeah, just Rod
Yes.
and me.
No. It's only me. I'm the only one who parties.
I'm pretty sure I've partied before.
No, Kevin, I know for a fact you do not party.
You're right. Dave's the party guy.
Sweet.
Oh my God, shut up, okay? I'm just going to do it for you. Denise, this is the crew. Dave's the mechanic. Rico makes the ramps, and Kevin is team manager / videographer. None of them party, right? Got it?
They all nod.
All right. Let's party.
Exterior, Dave's house, front lawn. Rico and Dave stand next to a collapsible pool as Rico holds a hose, filling the pool with water. Kevin is nearby videotaping everything as Denise stands next to him.
Holes are perfect for holding water, man.
Man, I don't really know about having a girl on the team, man.
All right, Rico, listen. There's an ancient Italian maxim that roughly translates to, he who is resistant to change is destined to perish. So why don't you just try to open up that mind of yours? You know, it's like, look at Kevin. I mean,
Rico turns the hose on Dave, spraying him in the face with water.
real mature, man.
Yeah, don't you ever tell me how to live my life again.
Rod exits Rico's van wearing a wetsuit.
Okay, you guys, if I'm going to jump 15 buses, my body's going to have to be in top physical form, which brings us to our first exercise, lung strengthening. You guys are going to hold me underwater for 40 seconds. That's 20 less than a minute. My body's natural instinct is going to be to resist, but no matter what, don't let me up. If there's any problems at all, I'll ring this bell.
Rod pulls a string that's attached to a small bell hanging over the pool. He sings the note that resonates from the bell. The other crew members, save for Denise, join in with their own version of the note they heard coming from the bell.
Bong.
They continue like this for a while. Eventually, Dave barks like a dog, as though hearing some note that the others can't. As they're doing this, Dave's younger sister, Maggie, comes out of the house.
Hey, Dave, Mom wants to know if your friends want some grape punch.
Maggie, don't even ask. Just bring it. Come on. You don't just stare at me. Go. Thank you.
She goes back inside the house as Rod climbs into the pool.
Soul of a bottlenose dolphin.
An image of a dolphin flipping out of the ocean is superimposed over a close-up of Rod's eyes. He walks over to Rico and Dave, taking a few quick breaths before finally ducking under the water. Rico and Dave hold him down, and after a few seconds, he starts to struggle. Maggie comes back then, holding a jar of punch and some cups on a tray.
Hey, y'all, Mom said there wasn't enough grapes, so it's mixed with cherry. Is that okay?
Yeah, fine, Maggie. Just put it on the table.
Which table?
You tell me, Brainiac. It's your front yard, too.
Hey, little girl, I don't want cherry. It upsets my stomach.
While they're all looking at Maggie, we see Rod pull the string so hard that it slips off the bell clapper without making a sound. 38, 39, 40. All right, let him go. Dave and Rico let go of Rod, who continues to float face down in the water. Get him out, get him out, get him out. Dave and Rico pull Rod's limp body from the pool.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Come on, Rod. Denise begins mouth-to-mouth resuscitation on Rod. After a couple tries, he comes to, spitting water and puke all over Denise's face.
Oh, God.
Nice.
Oh, man.
What happened?
You almost drowned. Denise just gave you mouth-to-mouth and saved you. Rod motions for Kevin to come closer.
Did it look like we were making out?
A little bit.
Are you okay?
Oh, hey, Denise, what's up?
Great. I'm just gonna go wash this puke off my face.
Cool.
Cut to exterior road, top of a steep hill. The crew stands around Rod, who is sitting on a skateboard at the top of the hill. There are bricks propping the wheels to keep the board from rolling downhill.
Speed management, G-force. Let's run it. My safe word will be whiskey.
Sorry, Rod, what was that?
Whiskey.
Don't you mean whiskey?
What?
You're saying it weird.
Saying what weird?
All of it.
Where do you get off?
I just don't get why you're saying it that way.
Why I'm saying what way?
Forget it.
I will forget it. Denise, could you kindly clear the wheels?
Denise moves the bricks as Rod puts on his helmet and lays down the skateboard. Rico and Dave stand on either side of him, ready to launch the skateboard down the hill.
Okay, here we go. On 3. 1, 2.
Rico and Dave shove Rod and the skateboard down the hill.
Whoa, whiskey!
Rod flies down the hill, gaining speed and having no maneuverability at all over the skateboard. He finally crashes into an RV parked in someone's driveway, smashing through the door and blowing out the windows on the other side with the force of his crash.
Oh, shit.
The crew jumps into Rico's van and they fly down the hill to Rod's side. They jump out of the van before it even stops moving.
Rod!
Are you okay?
Safety word didn't help.
Just then, a man comes out of the house and sees the wrecked trailer. He storms up to the group menacingly.
My trailer! What the hell? One of you's getting your dick hole smashed.
Rico is unintimidated and stomps directly towards the man coming at them. He grabs a nearby orange parking cone and smashes the man over the head with it. The man falls to the ground as Rico continues to pummel him with the traffic cone.
Oh, freaking Paul! I've been drinking green tea all damn day.
Man, he hit his ass with a parking cone. Nice.
I go to church every damn Sunday. You're going to bring demons out of me?
All right, Rico, you got him.
No, the trash can, buddy. No, come on, no.
Rico has picked up the trash can sitting on the curb and tosses its contents onto the man on the ground.
Trash!
All right, let's get him off of him.
Okay, my God.
As Dave and Kevin attempt to pull Rico off the man, Rico grabs the man's trucker hat, which came off during the beating he puts on his head.
It's my hat now. This is totally my hat.
Cut to exterior outdoor diner / convenience store. Rico and Dave dance to an 80s pop song as Kevin skates by in his roller sneakers. Rod and Denise sit on the curb nearby sipping sodas.
So, how do you like being in the crew so far?
Been interesting.
Told you.
Rico shoves Kevin to the ground as he skates by. Stop it.
Hey, Denise, there's something I wanted to ask you.
Yeah?
Well, I couldn't help but notice that we've both matured a lot physically. And I was just wondering if maybe...
Just then Kevin walks up, interrupting him. Hey, Rod, what's that song called about the grandma getting run over by a reindeer?
Grandma got run over by a reindeer?
No. Behind Rod and Denise, a red Corvette convertible pulls up on the other side of the street and a well-dressed man gets out. This is Jonathan, 30s, Denise's lawyer boyfriend. He's a douchebag narcissist who dresses flashy and talks loudly in an effort to hide how insecure and dumb he is. Denise turns and sees him, surprised.
Jonathan.
She stands to greet him as he crosses the street.
Hey, what are you doing? I thought you were at work.
Wanted to come by and surprise my little girl.
He pulls her in for a big, sultry kiss. After they're done, Denise turns to Rod and Kevin, who has joined them.
Hey guys, this is Jonathan. He's visiting from the city.
What's up, fellas?
I'm gonna grab my jacket.
Okay. So, what are you supposed to be?
Stuntman?
How about you, Precious?
I'm team manager. He looks over their shoulders to see Rico and Dave still dancing in sync to the 80s pop song.
Wow.
Ready?
Have a nice day, guys. Bye.
Rod, what were you gonna ask me?
Oh, right. I was going to ask you who you think would win in a fight between a grilled cheese sandwich and a taco.
Is that really what you were going to ask me?
Yes.
Grilled cheese, but only in a fair fight. If it's prison rules, I take the taco.
Wow. That's pretty racist, but correct.
I'll see you guys.
She gets into Jonathan's Corvette and they drive away. Cut to interior Rod's house living room. Rod is doing push-ups on the floor while Kevin sits nearby playing with a toy.
You know what car is super overrated?
What?
Corvette.
You mean like the one Jonathan was driving?
Is that what he was driving? Huh. Must have been what reminded me.
I don't know. I thought it was kind of cool. Rod looks at him annoyed. Marie enters the dining room behind them, setting the table for dinner.
Okay, boys, now this is the first time your father's feeling well enough to sit with us at the dinner table. So I want everyone to promise me no fighting.
What are you looking at me for? Kevin could fight him.
I promise not to fight him.
Thank you, Kevin. Rod,
Fine, I promise.
thank you.
Frank enters and blatantly ignores Rod. Marie helps him into his chair, and the rest of them take their seats at the table.
Kevin.
Hey, Dad.
Frank?
Thank you, Dad.
Frank growls at Rod.
So, Frank, I'm sure you've heard the plan to get you a new heart is going great.
Nope.
Well, it is. You could say thanks if you wanted.
No, I'm good.
Rod leans in towards Frank, and Frank leans closer to him in response.
I know what you're doing, Frank. You're trying to make me lose my temper, but it's not going to happen. I'm afraid cooler heads have prevailed.
Frank jerks his cane upward and it connects with Rod's nose. Rod leaps up from his seat at the table, sending his chair flying.
You're the devil!
All right, that's enough. Frank, go to bed. Talk outside.
Fine. I'm being married to Satan!
Exterior outdoor diner / convenience store day. Rod loudly slurps down the last of his soda as he stares across the table at Denise.
So, Denise, tell me about Jonathan. What's that dude all about?
Well, we've been going out for about a year.
And it's going well?
Yeah. I mean, every relationship has its ups and downs, but
Right. I've heard that. And he's a nice guy?
oh, yeah, I mean, he's really smart. He actually is in line to become a junior partner at his law firm.
Right, totally. You guys should break up.
What?
Nothing. Hey, Dave's back.
You guys, the bathroom here is nuts.
Dave sits down as Rod heads to the diner window to order something.
What about you?
$7.25.
Rod slaps a wad of money in her hand, only some of it making into her palm. He doesn't even notice as he's too busy staring at Denise. Suddenly an idea forms, and he turns back to Kathy, putting on the charm.
We don't talk much, do we? Kathy, was it? I'm Rod. I do awesome stunts, like all the time, with my friends. You probably didn't know that. And you probably have lots of cool stuff about you that I don't know. Point is, if you don't sit down with someone and really talk and get to know them, you never find those things out. So what do you say? You want to make this thing official?
Are you asking me out?
Kathy.
Smash cut to Kevin, Rico, Dave, and Denise are sitting at the table as Rod stands over them boastfully. Wow, Rod, I can't believe she said yes.
Yeah, well, you have only to believe if you wish to achieve, Kevin. That rhymed. Unintentional.
Man, Rod, I'm just green with jealous rage right now.
She's really pretty.
I know, Dee, but it's more than that with Kathy. It's emotional. She really gets me. Tell you what, why don't you grab that brainy beau of yours and we'll make it a double date?
Really?
Sure.
Okay. That sounds like fun.
Great. Because I also think it sounds like fun. A lot.
Interior Rod's house, night. Rod walks down the hall towards his bedroom, but stops outside his mom and Frank's bedroom door. He talks quietly through the crack in the door.
Frank, I know you're sleeping, but I just wanted you to know that training is going really great. My reflexes are sharp. I'm crazy agile. And I have a date. So, anyway, that's the update. Sleep tight.
As he's talking, Frank quietly comes up behind him.
Who are you talking to?
Cut to exterior street night. Rod rides his moped to the restaurant wearing a too tight button down shirt.
Oh, when you're going on a date, you put on a shirt and you drive your bike to the date.
Interior TGI Fridays night. Jonathan, Denise, and Rod sit at a booth. Rod looks sad and uncomfortable.
Looks like you got stood up, huh?
No, she's coming.
Okay.
Hey guys, can I take your order?
No, we're actually still waiting for.
Yeah, we'll take 3 flaming Dr. Peppers.
Okay.
She leaves, and Jonathan turns his attention back to Rod.
So, Super Dave, Dennis tells me you're working on some. Denise tells me you're working on some pretty big time stuff.
Yeah, you should totally learn your girlfriend's name. But anyway, I've been doing some stunts since I was a kid, so it's not really a big deal to me.
Yeah, me neither, especially the name. I was just being polite, but thanks for letting me off the hook. Off the
Uh,
hook.
the waitress returns with a tray of 3 beer mugs and 3 flaming shots of Jaeger. She places them on the table.
Here we go.
Oh, speak of Diablo, bombs away, eh?
Jonathan grabs a mug of beer and a shot, which he drops into the beer and then chugs.
Boom, there's the flavor.
Denise laughs, but it seems forced. She looks at Rod.
How's your mom holding up, Rod?
Oh, pretty good, I guess. I mean, sometimes I think she's really sad.
Holy shit. Is that Sullivan? Sully?
Another dude bro is sitting at the bar on the other side of the restaurant. He yells back to Jonathan as they recognize each other.
Bro, no way.
No way, Sully babe. I gotta say what up to Sullivan. Well, sweet. Hey, don't you two go falling in love while I'm gone. Hey, how like that'll happen, Sullivan. You chode?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I owe you a shot to the nuts.
Jonathan runs off to join his buddy at the bar. Rod checks his watch again. Kathy still hasn't shown up.
Call her, Rod. Just check in.
Nah, she hates it when I try to keep tabs on her, so.
There's an awkward silence. Denise turns to see what Jonathan is up to and sees him hitting on an attractive girl sitting at the bar. Rod sees this too.
Hey, Denise, have I ever showed you a picture of my dead dad?
No.
Oh, you gotta see it. He's super dead.
Rod moves across the booth to sit next to her and pulls out the photo of his dad with Evel Knievel.
That's him?
Yeah.
Oh, he looks so nice. Was he a stuntman?
Oh, yeah. He used to work for Evel Knievel, testing his bikes before big jumps. He would do the jumps first to make sure they were safe, and then let Evel come in and get all the glory. And after a while, the old man said, to hell with that. I want the credit I deserve. So one afternoon, he set out to jump 10 milk trucks. He nailed the takeoff, but when he landed, something terrible happened. His front tire exploded like a cannonball. His handlebars went straight through his head. Blood was everywhere. His teeth were ground down to a powder, and the front of his face exploded out the back of his skull. He died instantly the next day.
That's horrible.
I know. When my mom married Frank, I kept my dad's last name to honor his memory. And every time I do a stunt, I know he's watching.
Denise smiles at him. They share a moment. Cut to exterior outdoor diner / convenience store day. Kevin, Dave, Rico, and Denise are all sitting on one side of a table, while Rod stands on the other side holding a 5-gallon water cooler jug.
Okay, people, training's going great, but Frank's running out of time. I'm officially kicking off phase 2, Operation Physical Jackhammer.
Rod slams the water jug down the table, and we see that there is a piece of paper taped to it that has Frank's picture and the words Frank Fund with a $sign equaling a heart.
Starting right now, we're going to fill this jug with $5,000. Let's work.
He kicks the jug off the table violently as 80s hair metal begins to play. Denise cheers. Montage of stunts, continuous. Kevin Sable's assigned to a telephone pole. The sign has Rod's picture on it and says Rod Kimball, stuntman for hire, parties, events. Exterior backyard day. A sign that reads, Happy birthday, Timmy, is stretched between two posts. Suddenly, Rod, covered in flames, bursts through the sign as both children and adults run away screaming. Kevin films as Denise and Rico douse Rod with a fire extinguisher and a blanket. From the sidelines, Dave watches while eating a piece of birthday cake. Interior Rod's house. Rod pours a plastic bag full of money onto his bed. Behind him, we can see that the Frank Fund jug is starting to fill up with money. Exterior backyard day. The crew is standing beside a backyard pool, pulling a metal barrel out with a rope. A crowd of kids and parents stand around watching. All right, who has the keys?
Oh, man.
Dave begins patting himself down in search of a key while the rest of the crew begin looking around on the ground frantically.
Rod, we're going to be right there.
Oh my God, find them, find them. Suddenly the onlookers scream and run away as Rico pulls a handgun out from the waistband of his shorts. He shoots the lock on the top of the barrel, breaking it. Dave pulls a key from his pants pocket.
Found the key.
Exterior front porch continuous. Rod stands on the front porch of the same house, holding a bag of ice to his head while the kid's mom writes him a check and hands it to him.
They grow up so fast.
Get the fuck off my porch!
Sounds good.
Exterior construction site day. A group of kids on bikes stand around and watch as Rod stands in front of a crane covered in thick pads made up of blankets and pillows that are obviously his mom's. Rico brings an axe down and cuts a rope that has been holding back a clothes dryer. The dryer swings forward and knocks Rod down, throwing him onto his back. Rico claps and the kids unenthusiastically follow suit. Interior Rod's house. Rod adds more money into the water jug, then shows it to Frank in triumph. In response, Frank shows Rod a painting he's just done of Rod getting screwed from behind by a horse. There is a speech bubble over Rod's head that reads, I'm an idiot. Rod glowers at him. Exterior dirt parking lot day. Rod is teaching Denise how to ride his moped. She's shaky at first, but eventually gets the hang of it and is soon doing stunts better than Rod, performing wheelies and jumping up to stand on the seat with 1 foot raised in the air. He gives her an unenthusiastic thumbs up. Exterior backyard day. Rod is hanging upside down from a tree branch as kids whack him with bats. He takes out a bag of candy and dumps it onto the lawn, a human piñata. The kids ignore the candy and continue to beat him, but Dave hands his beer to Rico, then runs over and begins to collect the candy. Interior Rod's house. Rod adds more money to the Frank Fund jug. Interior Rod's house, kitchen. Rod stands around in his tighty whities and cape as his mom sews a patch back onto his jumpsuit. Exterior street outside Rod's house, day. Some kids are beating Rod with bats as he tries to crawl away. His crew watches from across the street, but suddenly Kevin walks over and joins the kids, beating Rod with a bat of his own. Exterior diner parking lot / Rico's van. Dave pumps air into Rod's tires as Rico builds the next item Rod will be using in his stunt work. Kevin skates by, tapping Rico on the shoulder as he does. Rod and Denise chat amicably off to the side. Kevin skates by again in the opposite direction, but Rico grabs him and shoves him to the ground. End music and montage. Exterior open field day. Rod stands on top of a makeshift platform about 15 feet high holding a megaphone. There's a crowd of onlookers off to the side, standing behind yellow caution tape. A sign hangs above them which reads 8th Annual Employee Retreat, and a man wearing a Sales Rep of the Month shirt sits front and center. Denise and Dave hand out protective eye and ear coverings to the crowd as Rod sings into the megaphone.
For he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow.
Kevin, filming everything, walks over to Rico, who is sitting behind a pile of sandbags and holding a detonator. They are both wearing protective gear as well. Is everything ready?
Now?
No, not now.
Blow it now!
Rico presses the button and the platform explodes, sending Rod flying into the air in a burst of flames and debris. The crowd screams and runs away as the crew look on in shock. Rico stands, takes off his ear coverings, gets into his van, and drives away. Rod stands next to one of the men from the crowd, covered in explosive debris, his fake mustache hanging off his face. The man hands Rod some money and shakes his head.
You're a terrible stuntman.
What?
You're a terrible stuntman.
What?
You're a terrible stuntman.
I'm just kidding. I was just kidding. I could hear you. It was just really mean.
Oh.
Exterior lake day. Denise and Rod do Tai Chi at the edge of the lake.
Tai Chi teaches that if you focus on your body and mind, you'll be able to perform at the peak of your abilities.
Yes, Sensei.
You don't have to call me Sensei, Rod.
Got it, Sensei. I have a question. Is there a Tai Chi move that would make a grown man crap his pants and not know why?
Not gonna lie to you, Rod. That move does exist, but you're not ready for it yet.
As you wish, Sensei.
They continue to do moves.
Now we take the ball and we push the ball away.
Yeah, we could. Or you could cut the kitty stuff and show me the crap yourself move.
Denise finishes the movement she was performing, then does a series of moves, slamming her hands into different areas of Rod's midsection, each one emphasized with a hi-ya. She finishes the move and Rod stands there trying to look cool as he slowly backs away from her.
Well, that didn't work. Anyways, I'm gonna get going, so take it easy. I'm gonna go see what Frank's doing.
You wanted to see it, Rod.
Yeah, I did want you to show me, and you didn't, because it didn't work. So now I'm gonna go, because there's nothing left for me to learn. Thank you, though, for trying. It was very nice of you to try.
Cut to interior Rod's house night. Rod walks down the hallway wearing just a shirt and his tidy whities, carrying a basket full of laundry.
Please believe I do my laundry.
Rod gets to Kevin's room and stops in the doorway. Kevin is sitting at his computer.
Hey, half brother. What are you working on?
Nothing, I'm just messing around.
Oh, yeah? Let's take a look.
Rod enters Kevin's room and sets the basket of laundry down. Okay, but it's not really finished, so...
Got it.
Kevin clicks on the screen and a video of two dogs humping in fast motion set to goofy music begins playing. Kevin gets flustered and rushes to turn it off. That's something else that I'm working on for Mom, not for me.
Right. Mom likes that stuff, so...
Here's the right one. Kevin pushes play and another video starts up. This one of Rod jumping a small dirt hill on his moped. The video stops while he's in midair and a marquee is superimposed across him, which reads Rod Kimball, Stuntman. What follows is a short batch of clips from Rod's various stunt work with Rod's voice playing over the images.
I'm Rod Kimball, stuntman extraordinaire. Life is short. Stunt it.
The video ends and Kevin looks at Rod nervously. That's it.
Holy moly, Kevbot. That was beautiful.
You liked it?
Are you kidding me? I loved it. You're the next Douglas Bubble Trousers.
Wow, Rod, thanks.
Kevin, I just had a great idea.
Begin montage, set to rave music with a heavy beat. Exterior movie theater day. A man is on a tall ladder placing letters onto a theater marquee. The marquee reads, showing this Friday, Rod Kimball, Stuntman Forever. Exterior street day. Kevin hands out movie advertisement flyers to the crew, including an overly excited Richardson, who takes the flyers and immediately starts throwing them in the air as he skips away gleefully. In the scenes that follow, we see the other team members stapling or taping flyers to telephone poles and shop windows, always with Richardson in the background doing his hip thrust move with a big grin on his face. Richardson is also shown running up to people and throwing flyers in their faces, before once again doing his signature move, still grinning. Interior Rod's house, Kevin's room, continuous. Kevin is sitting at his computer, piecing together the Stuntman movie, when suddenly Richardson appears on his screen, hip thrusting. With each hip thrust, he gets closer to the camera until his grinning face is all Kevin can see on the screen of his computer. Kevin looks around the room warily, as if expecting Richardson to suddenly appear in his room. In montage, interior Rod's house, night. Rod walks up to Frank, who is lying on the living room couch. He appears to be sleeping. Rod stands over him.
Hey, Frank, it's me, Rod. I just want to let you know we've already raised over $3,000. Soon I'll jump 15 buses, and then I'm going to kick your ass.
Frank laughs.
I'm going to assume you're laughing at some funny dream you're having.
You're a pussy.
What is that? Sleep talking?
You suck.
Frank, open your eyes. You are not asleep.
But I am asleep. Homo.
His eyes close again and he chuckles a bit. Marie comes in the room and looks at Frank before walking into the kitchen.
Oh, so good to see him smiling again.
Rod follows her into the kitchen and opens the back door, yelling back towards the living room so Frank can hear him.
Yeah? And you know what won't make him smile? When I murder him!
Rod slams the kitchen door so hard that the glass window on it shatters.
And I am genuinely sorry about the window!
Cut to interior movie theater night. Denise is handing out tickets at the door as people file in and take their seats. Dave is nearby holding a beer and chatting up a group of girls.
Enjoy the show. Hey, how are you? Enjoy the show.
Yeah, I have various responsibilities within the crew, you know. I'm kind of a jack of all trades, really. One time I manned a flamethrower.
Cool.
Oh, yeah, of course it's cool. It's awesome as shit.
Rico pushes a wheelchair containing Frank as he leads him and Marie to their seats at the front of the theater.
Here you go, Mr. and Mrs. Powell. Front row seats. Hope y'all enjoy the show.
I can assure you I won't. Goodbye, Rico.
Rod is standing at the front of the theater off to the side where Kevin runs in excitedly. Guys, hey, I just did the numbers. We sold 200 tickets at $5 a piece, which comes to $1,000. And you add that to the money from the birthday parties, and it's over $4,900. Rod, we're really going to do this jump.
Of course we are, Kevin. We're geniuses! Oh, heads up.
Rod and Kevin turn their attention to the screen as the movie begins playing. As the title screen comes up, the theater goes, cheer. Rod grins. However, as the film goes on, people begin to laugh at Rod's stunts, and Rod begins to look uncomfortable at the fact that people are obviously not taking his stunt work seriously.
This guy is a moron.
Shut up.
You suck. We're all laughing at Rod.
Rod turns to Kevin, frustrated and embarrassed.
Kevin, turn it off.
Rod.
I said turn it off.
Rod runs up through the theater filled with people towards the projection booth. They all cheer as he runs by them, but the cheers are satirical. Rod gets to the booth and runs in, much to the shock of the projectionist. Rod grabs the projector and rips it off the table, causing the movie screen to go dark.
Hey, what happened to the crazy movie?
Take it easy. Whoa, whoa.
Rod chucks the projector out the window and storms off.
What the hell was that all about?
Exterior movie theater continuous. Rod storms out of the theater, his crew following behind. The rest of the moviegoers are slowly exiting the theater as well. Rod, I'm sorry, I don't know what they're laughing at.
Your video made me look like an idiot.
I didn't mean to. Rod stops and turns to Kevin.
What was it, Kev? Jealousy? You couldn't take everyone loving my stunts and thinking you're short?
I'm not short.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not. Kevin grabs Rod and they begin to wrestle awkwardly on the ground. The crew watches, unsure of what to do.
Whoa, hey, guys, no.
Come on, they're serious. Let them work it out. Let them work it out.
A cop car drives up, lights flashing. As the cops get out, Rico exits.
I'm out. Peace.
What are you What?
Exterior movie theater continuous. Rod, carrying the Frank Fun water jug and a coffee can full of money, is escorted over to the projectionist who is standing next to his car, arms folded. The car has a projector smashed through the front window. Rod sets the water jug and coffee can down the hood of the car and walks off. Cut to interior Rod's house later. Rod enters. Frank is once again lying on the living room couch. Marie is sitting at the dining room table looking grim.
Mama, come sit down, honey.
Rod sits down next to her at the table.
Failed, Mom. I lost all the money and people laughed at my stunts. Dad would have been ashamed of me.
Rod, there's something I have to tell you. Something that I should have told you a long time ago.
What?
I haven't been completely honest with you about your father. He wasn't a stuntman.
What?
He was a cashier at a tire shop.
What about the picture?
It was just a picture. Evel Knievel came to town and he posed with everyone in the store.
You lied.
You had such an imagination as a boy. When he saw that picture, he started making these wonderful stories. I didn't have the heart to tell you. It wasn't true. You have to believe me. I did it out of love.
So, how did he die?
Choked on some pie.
Come on, seriously.
He wanted to win that contest so badly.
Well, I guess if he wasn't a stuntman, then neither am I.
Rod gets up and overdramatically runs out the kitchen door. Marie calls after him.
Rod! Rod!
You did the right thing, honey.
Cut to interior grocery store day. Rod, now wearing slacks with a button-down shirt and tie, pushes a shopping cart completely filled with nothing but booze. Dave and Denise appear at the end of the aisle he's on.
There he is.
Rod, hey, Rod.
Rod turns his cart in the opposite direction, trying to get away from them, but Rico appears and stops him.
Hold it right there, Rod. What the hell do you think you're doing?
Grocery shopping.
I don't understand, Rod.
I'm not a stuntman, Dave. I never was. Just a normal dude.
Oh, well, what the hell are we supposed to do, huh? Where's that leave us?
I don't know, Rico. You tell me.
Rod exits the store, still pushing his cart full of alcohol. Did he even pay for all that? His crew follows him out of the store.
Whatever happened to live as a team, die as a team?
It's a sham, okay? There's no such thing as a team. You live and die alone.
Dave begins to cry. Denise puts a hand on his shoulder to comfort him.
Do you see what you're doing to him? You're making him upset. How important is this to you, huh? I don't even cry. Look at me. You're about to make tears come out of my face.
Sorry, okay? This isn't what I wanted.
Who am I supposed to build ramps for? Who am I supposed to build ramps for?
Rico storms off.
Serious.
Dave runs off.
Want to know why I joined the crew, Rod? It's because ever since we were kids, you've done exactly what you wanted to do. And everybody else just grew up and got boring and sold out. But you stayed exactly the same. Who cares what anyone thinks?
You don't get it, do you, Denise? I used to be legit. In fact, I was too legit. I was too legit to quit. But now, I am not legit. I'm unlegit. And for that reason, I must quit.
You don't mean that.
Yeah, I do. Stay sweet.
Rod walks off, still pushing his shopping cart. Denise watches him go. As he crosses the street, he's suddenly hit by Rico's van. Rod and the cart full of booze all go flying. Cut to interior Rod's house night. Rod is in bed asleep. He's still wearing the dressy outfit he had on earlier, including the tie. The phone next to his bed rings and he answers it. The clock on his bedside table says 2 a.m.
Hello?
Rod, hey, buddy, it's Dave from the crew.
Yeah?
Interior Dave's garage. Dave is sitting next to a workbench on his phone. We can only see the left side of his face. Intercut between Dave and Rod on the phone.
Hey, man, what's going on, man? I just, wanted to call, see how you're doing. Maybe you want to hang out, possibly take me to the hospital, if you're free.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, man, everything's great. No. But, it's probably just precautionary. It's, if you just want to swing by, man, I totally appreciate it.
Yeah, sure. Just give me a minute.
Rod, thank you so much.
Rod hangs up. Exterior Dave's garage continuous. Rod pulls up in his mom's minivan. Dave is already waiting outside on the sidewalk, sitting on a suitcase. He jumps up and grabs the suitcase when he sees Rod, then gets into the van.
Hey, bud. Thanks for the ride.
Hey, buddy, how's it going?
Dave turns to Rod, and now we see that there's a piece of shrapnel embedded into his head, just above his right eye.
Ah! What's your head? Take it out.
This is this.
Yeah.
Is it really noticeable?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's like totally serendipitous.
Flashback, interior ice rink night. Dave is standing behind the skate rental counter with another guy. As we see the flashback, Dave narrates over it.
Well, I got off early, and my buddy Derek? Well, he was like,
I got this acid, but I can't do it.
Well, I'll do it.
Dave puts out his hand and Derek puts something into it. Then Derek puts on a top hat and slides away.
So I did it.
Exterior street, flashback, continuous. Dave is on his skateboard, riding it down the sidewalk and looking around nervously.
And by the time I got my banana board, man, I was tripping balls, like pretty hard, man.
Interior Dave's garage, flashback, continuous. Dave is standing over a metal grinder, staring off into space as sparks fly on the table below him. He's not wearing any sort of protective gear at all.
So I decided to get on my bench grinder, and a piece of metal it flew up and hit me right in the eye. It's pretty awesome.
Dave looks down at the grinder, and just as he does, a piece of metal flies up and hits him in the head.
And that brings us to now.
In flashback, interior Rod's mom's van.
Yeah, well, just try and relax.
Can do, man, can do. I'm going to be honest with you, Rod. You look like a giant eagle with fire all around you, and you've got a mountain for a face.
I'm pretty sure that's the drugs, Dave.
Yeah, but it's also just kind of weird just seeing you drive this minivan.
Yeah, well, it's my mom's.
Balls, man! Just ran over a small bus.
I didn't see anything. Oh, hey, we're here.
They pull up in front of the hospital.
Seriously, man, this is like one of the top 10 nicest things anyone's ever done for me.
Don't worry about it.
Dave gets out with his suitcase. He shuts the van's door, but then stops and turns to Rod, talking to him through the open window.
Hey, I know things are pretty bad for you right now, like with your biological dad not being a real stuntman and whatnot, but I don't know. The way I look at it, you've still got this other dad at home, sick in bed, and you sure do love him, man. And if he's sick and you've got the talent to make him better, well, that's pretty special. And to deny that would be just dumb.
Rod thinks about this for a second. Dave snaps out of his moment of clarity and slams his hand on the van's open window frame.
All right, take it easy, Mountain Face.
Dave starts walking towards the hospital. He stops in front of the doors and turns to a trash can sitting there. He points at it and turns back to Rod.
Hospital?
Trash can.
Dave turns until his outstretched pointing finger is pointing at the hospital.
Sweet. Thanks, buddy.
Rod watches as Dave enters the hospital. Some nurses approach him and he puts up his suitcase like a shield as they try and get him to calm down. Cut to interior Rod's house, Kevin's room, night. Kevin is in his pajamas, standing next to his bed, singing George Michael's One More Try into a microphone that's attached to a personal karaoke system. His audience is a grouping of stuffed animals that are sitting on his bed. Teacher, there are things that I don't want to learn because there ain't no joy for an uptown. He cuts off as Rod enters.
Hey.
Hey.
So look, I was way out of line and I'm sorry.
It's okay. Sorry about your dad.
Thanks.
So, cool beans?
Cool beans.
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 Cool beans. The Cool Beans song starts.
Cool.
Beans, beans.
Cool.
Beans.
Cool.
Beans, beans.
Cool.
Beans.
Cool.
Beans, beans.
Cool.
Beans.
Cool.
Beans.
Cool.
Beans, beans.
Cool.
Beans.
Cool.
Beans, beans.
Cool.
Beans.
Cool.
Beans, beans.
Cool.
Beans.
Cool.
Beans.
Cool beans.
So, cool beans?
Yeah. Cool beans.
Good, because I have some exciting news. He moves to sit at his computer as Rod looks over his shoulder. So before the screening, I took the liberty of posting some of the stunt footage online.
Great.
Well, I guess people liked what they saw because it started to get sent around. As of this morning, it's been downloaded over 100,000 times.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's bouncing around the web like a beach ball at a Nickelback concert. But that's not even the best part. KNER called us.
The AM radio station?
Yeah, they heard about the web stuff and how we're trying to save Frank, and they want to sponsor the bus jump with all the proceeds going to Frank's surgery.
What did you tell him?
Kevin turns to something behind him. When he turns back around, he's holding a pillow with Rod's fake mustache sitting atop it. I think you'll be needing this. Exterior Fairgrounds Day. Workers are setting up for the bus jump. Metal stadium bleachers and giant ramps are being built while buses are driven into place in between the ramps. Rod and Kevin walk up to a man in a suit. This is Barry Pasternak, 40s, owner and head DJ of KNER, the local AM radio station. He's a funny and high-strung man who comes off as rather insane with his love of AM radio. Rod is once again in his stuntman overalls and is pushing his moped along next to him. Oh, hey, Mr. Pasternak. Mr. Pasternak?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm half deaf. Hey, Kevin.
Mr. Pasternak, I'll speak louder. I'd like you to introduce you to my brother, Rod.
Please, pleasure to meet you, son.
Hi.
Mr. Pasternak is the owner of the radio station that's funding the jump.
And I'm number one DJ.
No shit.
I've got to tell you, boys, I couldn't be more excited about this jump. When people hear me describing it over the radio, they're going to remember that AM radio is a viable and modern source for news and entertainment.
Totally.
I used to be number one in this town, but people don't listen to AM like they used to. Seems like it's more about FM and color TV.
That's stupid.
Sure is, Kevin. In fact, I've got a tattoo here that fully illustrates my point.
Barry untucks his shirt and pulls it up to his chin, revealing a tattoo on his midsection.
It's one of this rebellious young man, and he is urinating on FM radio, and then this other stream of urine is going on to that television set. Impossible, I know, but I like to imagine that he had sex the night before, and now a little bit of residue is blocking his urethra. Yeah, I know science. Allowing the urine to flow in two separate directions. You may also hate that an AM radio is sitting safely dry in the middle.
It's on a little magic carpet there.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Barry puts his shirt back down and places a hand on Rod's shoulder.
Now, I've spent the station's last $15,000 on this, so it has to be a big success. You understand?
You can count on me, sir.
Excellent. This is the big one, boys. This is the one that brings us back. Soon, AM radio will reign king once more.
Barry laughs maniacally. Come on, Barry.
I'm scared.
As Ron and Kevin join in uncomfortably. Cut to interior Denise's house. Jonathan is sitting on the couch reading a magazine. Denise is off screen in another room when her cell phone begins to ring.
Honey, your phone's ringing.
What?
Don't worry, I've got it. Hello.
Hi, may I speak to Denise, please?
No, she's in the can. Can I take a message?
Intercut between Jonathan and Rod as they speak.
Jonathan?
Yep.
Okay, you got a pen?
Yes, sir. Got one right here.
Jonathan looks annoyed and holds his fingers together in the air as if he's holding a pen.
All right, the message is Denise. It's Rod. I'm jumping 15 buses tomorrow at the fairgrounds. Hope you can make it.
As Rod speaks, Jonathan mimes writing in the air with his invisible pen.
15 buses.
Wait, did you really write it down, or are you just waving your arm around in the air?
Come on, Rod. Come on, Rod. You've got some imagination, kid. Don't worry about it. I'm going to get her the message.
Okay.
Jonathan hangs up as Denise enters the room.
Who was that?
Wrong number.
Exterior Rod's house. Rod walks up just as two paramedics are exiting the house.
I give the old man a week.
Really insensitive, Bob.
Interior Rod's house, continuous. Frank is lying on the couch with oxygen tubes in his nose, his eyes closed. Marie is sitting in a chair beside him as Rod enters.
He's had a bad day. Maybe you should sit with him.
Rod takes his mother's place in the chair next to his stepdad.
Hey, Frank. I know you're not feeling so good, but I need you to hold on a little longer. Big jumps tomorrow. We're going to sell tickets and people are going to hear about it at home on the AM radio and donate money. It's basically the perfect plan.
Frank opens his eyes then and looks at Rod. He seems genuinely concerned.
You're gonna get yourself killed.
Well, I'd rather die than live in a world where I can't kick your ass.
Rod,
What?
you know why I've been so hard on you? Because when I'm gone, you're gonna be the man around here.
Frank, if I do land this jump, will you respect me?
Frank motions for Rod to come in closer. Rod leans in.
Not until you beat me in a fight, you pathetic washout.
Rod gets in his face now, fist raised. Moments gone, they're back to their old ways.
Can't wait to punch your face in.
Can't wait for you to try.
Frank smiles as Rod storms off. Montage, day leading up to the jump. As the next scenes play out, John Farnham's You're the Voice is played. Exterior lake. Rod is doing Tai Chi shirtless. A fisherman on a nearby boat watches him mesmerized. Interior Rod's house. Marie opens the curtains as light shines in on Frank, lying on the couch. She kisses his forehead. Interior Dave's garage. Dave is back at his metal grinder, only this time he's wearing protective gloves and a face shield. He stops to wipe his brow, and we see that he has a bandage over his eye from where he was hit the other night. Exterior lake. Rod continues to do Tai Chi. The fisherman walks up and begins rubbing down his bare upper body with oil. Rod looks weirded out, but continues his movements nonetheless. Exterior fairgrounds. Barry watches with satisfaction as the final touches are put on the jump setup. Exterior Rod's house. Rod walks out looking confident. He turns back and sees Frank looking out the front window. Frank shakes his head as if to say, "Nope, you still suck." Rod walks off looking even more determined. Exterior street. As Rod walks down the street in slow motion, his crew comes to join him. A silent note of apology and agreement. They're back together. Exterior fairgrounds. The stands are beginning to fill up with people. Exterior street. Rod and his crew continue walking towards the fairgrounds in slow motion. As they walk, people take note and begin to join them until there's a large crowd walking behind Rod and his crew. They walk down a street lined with shops, not understanding why all these people are following them, but going along with it. The crowd starts to sing along to the song that's playing over the montage. Suddenly, someone from the crowd throws a trash can through one of the shop windows and a riot breaks out. Fires are started, cars are overturned, stores are looted. People beat up a woman in a wheelchair while one couple makes out in the hood of a car. Rod and his crew run from the scene as riot police arrive and begin attempting to control the chaos. In montage. Exterior fairgrounds. Rod and his crew stop at the edge of the fairgrounds where the jump is set up, catching their breath.
What the hell? Was that because of us?
I don't know, man. It just started super positive, then it just got crazy.
I did not like that at all.
No, Kev. None of us did.
Yeah, it was totally messed up. It's disgusting how people will just, take something good and just take advantage of that situation.
We see now that Rico is holding a small TV VCR combo that he obviously looted from one of the stores.
Yeah.
There's no time to do anything except just leave and just hope that you're not hurt.
Yeah. Well, it's great to have you guys back, by the way.
Well, thank you, man.
Feels good to be back.
So you want to...
Yeah.
Yeah. They straighten up and walk calmly into the fairgrounds as though nothing happened. Interior Rod's house. Marie and Frank are on the couch watching TV. Marie has a bowl of popcorn in her lap.
The dog walked himself home, ate a pizza, and took a nap. In local news, self-proclaimed stuntman Rod Kimball is going to attempt to jump 15 buses today. We would bring you coverage of that jump, but apparently an AM radio station has the exclusive broadcasting rights. In other news, riots broke out.
Marie switches off the TV and brings a small portable radio over. She turns on the AM radio station and sets the radio on the table next to the couch. Exterior fairgrounds continuous. Barry is on the air, broadcasting from a booth at the end of the fairgrounds with a clear view of the ramp jump.
Buckle your seat belts and open your ears. It's a jump for the ages today on KNRAM. But first, here's Duke Wentworth with Jim Jam Jubilee. Rod is at the bottom of the stand signing autographs for kids.
Yep. All right, there you go.
Hey, Rod.
Cool. What's your name?
Matt.
Matt, you are cool. Don't be like Frank. Rod. There you go.
Rod hands him back his pad of paper, and instead of what Rod just said, it reads, "I hate Frank."
Thanks, Rod.
All right, thanks, guys. Don't let your dads eat pie.
As the kids run off, Kevin walks up to Rod.
Hey, Kev, have you seen Denise anywhere?
No, I haven't seen her all day. Cut to exterior street. Denise is riding shotgun as Jonathan drives his red Corvette down the street. A loud thump is heard, and Denise looks back startled.
What was that? Jonathan, what was that?
What was that? We just had hit a raccoon. That's what that was.
Jonathan, don't you think we should stop?
Oh, trust me, babe. That raccoon wouldn't have not stopped for us, no.
You serious?
Oh my God, I can't wait to tell Sullivan. He'll be psyched.
They pull up at a convenience mart. Jonathan parks the car and hops out.
I'm gonna grab a vitamin water. Should I make that dose?
No, thanks.
Coolio, hey, maybe I'll get a box of dong bags. Dong. Oh yes, that's I watched that 16 Candles. So we can knock boots later. What do you think?
Denise looks disgusted as he walks away. She turns to the radio and just happens to turn it to KNER.
Truly a hold on. Truly a momentous day for listening as stuntman Rob Kimball will jump 15 buses in the last-ditch effort to save his stepfather.
Just then, Jonathan comes back and reaches into the car for his wallet.
Forgot my wallet.
Jonathan, Rod's doing the jump.
Oh my God. Oh my God, who cares, babe? Why do you hang with those nerds?
I like those nerds.
Well, guess what? You're embarrassing yourself.
It's only embarrassing if you care what other people think.
That's a good one. I like that.
Denise gets out of the car.
Babe.
Goodbye.
She runs across the street and flags down a random car and gets in. They drive off while Jonathan yells after her, "Travis, do this entire thing. Don't cut it short. Sound like a total douchebag. It's funny."
Yes, sir. Babe, wait. Babe, wait. Babe, wait. Babe, wait. Babe. Babe, 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 wait, babe, no, babe, no, babe, 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 no, babe, babe, no. Wait.
Okay. Cut to interior tent at fairgrounds. Open on a close-up of a new jumpsuit. This one made of black leather, with a red cape attached and red stars embroidered on it. Rod is pulling it out of the box in awe as his crew stands around him.
No way.
You guys look like a champion, Rod.
You guys, this thing is #1.
Wait, Rod, there's more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we were worried that the moped might not be fast enough to clear the jump. So
Dave pulls back a curtain to reveal a shiny, upgraded motorcycle.
Whoa. No way, Dave. This thing is #1.
now I know she doesn't look like much, but trust me, man, she's got some kick, a lot.
All right.
Here's one more thing, Rod. I know how you like explosions and showmanship and stuff, so rig the whole jump with fireworks.
Cool.
And I got you this rock to represent all my hard work.
Rico hands Rod a plain gray rock with a red ribbon tied around it.
Oh, cool, Rico. That's #1.
Yeah, you can pretty much just toss that right after the fireworks go off. It's cool.
Cool. Thanks, all of you.
Rod and the crew hug it out. Exterior fairgrounds, continuous. The bleachers are full with excited fans. Nearby is a stage where an 80s hair metal cover band is playing. Barry announces from the broadcasting booth.
Okay, everyone, it's the moment we've all been waiting for. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Rod Kimball.
Rod bursts onto the scene on his new and more powerful bike. He's a little shaky at first, as he's not used to having this much power between his legs, but he soon starts doing his usual stunts, standing up on the seat with one leg in the air, doing a wheelie, and spinning in circles, stirring up the dirt all around him as he does. Rod. Rod is handed a mic and the crowd quiets down for a moment.
Who wants to see me do a big ass stunt?
The crowd cheers loudly.
Ladies and gentlemen, what is destiny? What is fate? I dedicate this jump to fathers and father figures everywhere. I hope that in some small way, all of their sons manage to jump them. Frank, I'm gonna get you better, you old sack of shit. And then I'm gonna uncork the ass beating of a lifetime on you, and you will respect me. Peace.
Rod drops the mic and the crowd goes wild once again. His crew joins him to pass on their encouragement before the jump begins. They have to yell to be heard over the cheers of the crowd. Barry continues his broadcast from the booth.
Kimball clearly has a few issues with his stepfather there, but who doesn't? I know I do.
You got this, man. Just remember, drive really, really, really fast, okay? And hold on tight.
You'll be fine.
I'm so nervous for you, and everybody here is. We're nervous for you. I was just in the bathroom, and everyone's talking about how crazy this is.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. You're gonna do great. Now go kick those bosses' ass.
You good? Rod nods, but he's clearly nervous and uncertain about making this jump.
Do you like stunts? What about terminally ill stepfathers? Well, if you answered yes to one or both of those questions, you could have picked a better day to stumble upon KNR Radio.
Rod stares at the towering ramp before him. For the first time, he's afraid and unsure of his ability to make this jump. From behind him, we see Denise come running up.
Hey, Rod.
Oh, hey, Denise, you came.
Of course.
She hugs him, then follows his gaze to the jump he's now supposed to make.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Denise, I don't know what I'm doing.
What?
I mean, this jump is huge. I could die.
You're the bravest guy I know, Rod.
I don't know what to believe anymore.
Believe in this.
She pulls him in for a kiss, but her mouth is open super wide, and the kiss ends up being sloppy and weird. Rod struggles to escape her clutches as her mouth tries to eat his face.
Whoa, wait.
What? I mean, you don't.
No, I do. I just, your mouth was all open.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it was just like, ah. Anyways.
Rod pulls her in for another kiss, this one more legit and romantic than the first. They make out for a bit as everyone watches.
Oh, God. Oh. Oh. What? Whoa, wait. Why's Rod making out with his sister, man?
Denise isn't his sister.
She's not?
No.
Man, well, that just shatters my entire universe.
Denise and Rod finally pull away from each other, smiling. God damn it, Barry.
I'm deaf. And I'm also blind. Let me see. Shit. Oh yeah. I'm not saying that kiss was hot, listeners, but if the boner police are here, I demand a lawyer.
Good luck, Rod.
Thanks.
Denise runs over to join the rest of the crew. They hug and high five, welcoming her back into the fold. Rod ascends the starting ramp on his motorbike.
All right, swingman, back in business.
Kimball's preparing for his final approach, ascending the multiple ramp levels to the tippity-tip.
There's a large board at the top of the starting ramp with numbers counting up as people are donating to Frank's heart surgery fund. As Rod reaches the top of the ramp, the numbers stop.
Why the numbers stop?
I guess people want to see what happens. Rod sits at the top of the ramp, steadying himself. He looks up to the sky.
Souls of the animal kingdom. Eagle, fox, bottlenose dolphin, octopus, house cat.
As he lists off each animal, they are superimposed over his head. Rod smiles, his fake mustache in place over his upper lip.
Okay, let's jump this jump.
Rod pushes off and begins the drive down the ramp towards the buses.
Here he goes.
Barry poorly narrates the jump for the audience members at home who are unable to see it.
He's driving the bikey thing with his hands and legs. This needs to be seen to be believed. 3, 2, 1, lift off.
Rod reaches the end of the ramp and begins to fly over the buses. It's looking good. Rod is halfway across. Close up on Rod as he looks down at his team members, he gives a thumbs up. Group shot of the team below. Dave returns the gesture. Kevin does the same while filming. Denise and Rico cheer him on. Slow motion, faraway shot of Rod as we now see that Rod is flying over the buses above his bike, no longer holding onto the handlebars. Shot of Dave and Rico. Rico is cringing and Dave is making a cutting motion at his neck as though Rod could suddenly stop what he's doing. Rod suddenly realizes he's no longer in control and starts to flail about, grabbing for the bike, but it's too late. The shot returns to normal speed as we see Rod and his bike land on the opposite ramp with a sickening crash. The bike crashes into the stage where the band was playing. Rod tumbles end over end down the ramp as the crowd gasps.
Oh, and he's like a broken dough.
Rod tumbles some more before finally ending up on the dirt and sliding a few feet, coming to a stop at the base of a nearby trailer. His crew rushes over to him, as do a couple of paramedics.
Oh, this does not look good. Rod's crew is running to his side. I, for one, hope one of them had a fight with Rod this morning because he is more than likely dead.
Rod!
Oh, no.
Rod, are you okay? Can you hear me?
Step aside, please.
Rod, stay away from the light, man. Don't go towards that light.
The paramedics rush in to check on Rod, pushing the crew members out of the way. Shots of Marie and Frank at home, listening nervously to the radio. Shots of the audience, including Richardson, who are all anxiously waiting to see if Rod is all right.
Rod?
Oh, God. He's probably having some sort of profound out-of-body experience.
Dream sequence. Rod is in an all-white version of his jumpsuit, complete with cape, in a completely white room. A faint glow shines everywhere, and we get the impression that this is heaven. From off screen, a giant taco walks in and waves at Rod. He smiles and waves back.
Hi.
Suddenly, a giant grilled cheese sandwich runs in and punches the taco. They proceed to fight as Rod laughs and cheers them on.
Uh-oh. Yes. Yes.
Back in the real world, the medics are checking Rod's pulse as the crew looks on gravely.
I'm not getting any vitals.
Oh, Rod.
The crew removes their hats and the crowd continues to look on worried. Dream sequence. Rod is still watching the taco and grilled cheese fight each other. The taco has a metal folding chair now and is beating the grilled cheese sandwich with it.
Yes. Yes. Finish him, taco.
The taco hits the grilled cheese one last time, and a purple jelly-like liquid begins spurting from the top of the grilled cheese sandwich. Rod continues to laugh and clap, but just then he hears the disembodied voice of Denise echoing through his dream.
Rod? Rod?
Denise?
Exterior fairgrounds. Rod comes to with a gasp, much to the relief of the crew.
Uber stink!
He's alive! Denise laughs happily. Dave and Rico put their hats back on.
Denise, you were right. Taco won.
Okay, Rod. Okay.
Time to get up.
Rod starts to get up, but is slow moving and unsteady. It's obvious he's in a lot of pain. The crew and medics try to stop him. No, Rod, don't move. Don't move.
You could have internal injuries.
Sorry, guys. I'm walking out of here.
He tries once again to get up, but is still struggling quite a bit. No.
No, Rod.
From the booth, Barry sees what's happening and starts describing it for the listeners.
Wait a minute. It appears Kimball is awake and he's trying to stand up.
Seriously, you're probably hurt pretty bad.
I'd say definitely, Kevin. I'd wager 10 to 20 broken bones minimum. But life is pain, and you got to scrape the joy out of it every chance we get.
Kevin films this for posterity, then lowers the camera to help Rod to his feet.
Rod.
Rod.
And the phones are ringing off the hook.
Nope.
No, back, Travis.
Oh, fuck me. Hold on, let me get... The crowd is cheering Kimball back to life.
Rod finally gets to his feet and immediately falls down again. Denise and Kevin try to help, but he violently shoos them away as he tries to get up again. This time, though, when he starts to fall back down, Denise and Kevin get under his arms and support him, and he lets them. They drag Rod until he's in front of the crowd who is still cheering him on. Rod.
And this time, and the phones are ringing off the hook.
Rod, look. Rod and the crew all look to the panel of numbers, which have started climbing again at a rapid speed. They watch as the numbers grow up and up until it finally reaches $50,000.
We did it!
Everyone cheers as the panel flashes $50,000 repeatedly.
They've done it. They've raised $50,000 for Frank's conveniently priced surgery.
Rod, over here.
We did it, Richardson!
Rod knows my name.
People are screaming and jumping up and down. The fairgrounds are literally shaking.
From out of one of the school bus windows, a man in Dickens-style garb pops out, holding a cooked goose with all the trimmings on a silver platter. Ha ha! Cooked goose for everyone!
It's Ebenezer Scrooge!
Ah, yes, a cooked goose! Fade 2, interior Rod's house day. Rod is gearing up once again to fight Frank. He has his protective gear on, but not as much as before. He's also starting to grow a real mustache now. He smiles at his reflection and starts to head down towards the basement. Rod, do you really need to do this?
Sorry. Yes, I do.
Come on, Rod. The doctor said his heart's even stronger than before. You're not going to win.
Kevin, it's not up for discussion. Gods of war.
May your hammer be mighty. Rod enters the basement looking determined.
Here I am, Frank. Get ready to meet your maker.
From off screen, he's hit in the face with a Rhodesian fighting stick.
Ah! Oh, God. We hadn't even started yet.
Never underestimate your opponent.
Rod lets out a wild yell and runs headlong into Frank, knocking him to the ground. He sits on top of his stepdad and begins to pummel him mercilessly.
What's up now, Frank? I'm doing this because I love you.
Frank finally gets Rod off of him and pushes him away. They stand facing each other as Frank rubs his sore jaw.
Never underestimate your opponent.
Well, well, well. Finally, a fight I might actually.
Frank reaches into his tracksuit jacket pocket and pulls something out, quickly throwing it at Rod before Rod even knows what's happening. Rod cries out in pain as a throwing star is lodged into his shoulder.
Gotcha. Uh-huh.
Rod pulls out the star and throws it back at Frank, who easily dodges it. Before Frank can get his bearings back, though, Rod is on him once again, tackling him and punching him. He even tries the ultimate punch again, and this time it works. Rod and Frank wrestle and punch their way across the basement until they crash to the far wall, coming out into the home's lower patio outside, where a celebration barbecue is happening. Marie, Kevin, Denise, Richardson, Barry, and even Kathy are all there. Dave and Rico are by the barbecue grilling meat. When Rod and Frank crash through into the yard, all eyes turn to them. Rod continues to punch Frank again and again, this time in the ribs.
Oh, hell yeah, Roddy, kick his ass.
Come on, old man. Come on.
Old man, young heart.
Frank rushes Rod and throws him into one of the nearby picnic tables. Denise screams as she and Kevin rush to get out of the way.
For Lord.
Oh, shit, no mercy.
Frank drags Rod over to the grill and begins smashing his head into it.
Oh, guys, come on. That's rented.
Frank pushes Rod's hand to the hot barbecue grill as everyone cringes.
Jesus Christ.
While Rod is leaned down over the grill, he grabs a nearby brick. He straightens up with the brick in his hand and smashes Frank in the face with it. Frank is thrown back and Rod hits him in the gut with the brick.
He just rocked him with a brick. Oh.
Rod hits Frank in the head one more time with the brick before dropping it. They grab each other and begin to wrestle again, throwing each other across the lawn until they break through the dividing fence and into the neighbor's yard.
Oh, here we go.
Should we stop them?
No, they're fine.
Rod and Frank burst through the bushes and out into the driveway. Rod throws Frank under the hood of a car, then drags him towards the trunk. He grabs Frank by the back of the head and smashes his face into the car's trunk. Rod pulls Frank's arms back and presses him down into the car with his elbow.
Say it, Frank. Say I'm a man.
Never.
Rod pulls Frank back up and elbows him repeatedly in the nose before smashing him back down to the car. He pulls his arm up behind him again.
Say it.
Oh, man.
Say it again.
Frank tries to ease out of Rod's hold and reaches out his hand for a handshake.
You're a man, son.
Rod lets him up, but instead of shaking his hand, Rod performs the Tai Chi move that Denise did on him earlier at the lake, the one that would make a grown man crap himself and not know why. Frank falls to his knees, a look of shock on his face.
You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah.
Freeze frame on Rod, jumping high, his fists in the air in triumph. End.
Oh, that's the best. Oh my God.
Well, thank you for watching this masterpiece. Amazing cast performed this entire thing. And that this whole thing was about a stepson beating the hell out of a stepfather. Brilliant. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.